What's going on, Aries? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Aries, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And you want to know why? It's because it's your weekly spread. I don't know what I'm doing with that intro there, Aries. Sidebar, you know this is like becoming a thing. I was telling the other signs so far that's like I think I'm gonna have to get like either some sparklers or some confetti, like a weekly spread. Nature my problem. Let's get back to you, Aries. Let's get to the business. Because with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, Aries, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Aries. So Aries, I'm going to get a few oracle cards from this deck, and then we'll get some tarot to get some details on the mix. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case if you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Aries. Oh, Aries, where you going on your trip? I'm with it. You got the 6th card of Aquarius here, which is the airplane card. Flying high. And with this card, this is a card of travel, long distance, speed, overcome, rise up, freedom, no boundaries, breaking free, in control, things work out, taking off, leave it behind, an internal guidance system. And so just on a base level, Aries, this might be a great time. You know, maybe if we've been thinking about some travel, and I don't feel like it has to be, you know, doesn't matter the distance, but if we've been thinking about either going by plane, train, or automobile, you know, or by foot, Aries, whatever you're feeling, you know, this might be a great time for us, you know, to be thinking about travel. You know, just if you wanted to get out, you know, just get out and just go experience life. Because, you know, we have all these responsibilities and things, and we're trying to figure out this, what we're doing career-wise, family-wise, all this stuff. Every now and again, it's nice to break up that grind and that thinking, and just like, and what better way to think about that stuff than to kind of go outside of your zone every now and again. Because sometimes when we stay in a space, or maybe if we've been thinking about something too long, kind of ruminating on something, it can get into this place where the energies could get a little stagnant. Sometimes just like changing up the environment, even if we're just like go for like a day trip, or maybe for a weekend, whatever that's looking like. I feel like it maybe might be do y'all some benefits if we're thinking about this, and maybe some of us might be even might consider thinking about moving, But another thing to think about with this energy, Aries, just thinking with the no boundaries. And because Aquarius, they're a sign of networking. They're about humanity and the soul tribe. But I really feel like, especially with where we're at right now, kind of we got Venus but really just thinking about really Venus in Cancer right now with this no boundaries. Just checking in on our relationships. How are things resonating? Are we all in all our stuff? And not to say that we're not looking for problems here, Aries. It's just more so just like, how are we doing? Do we need to? Are the energies different? Do we need to establish some boundaries? Have we been feeling like maybe people been crossing some? Just like getting things in control, if that's something that's resonating with you. But one more thing, and then we're going to get into some tarot. If we've been feeling this need with like, kind of like breaking free and just like wanting to get out there and just like, I feel like something about here, like living our truth, like being innovative, being creative, and inventing things, I feel like that when we think about our internal guidance systems, that's your intuition, your gut feeling, that instinct, pay attention to that. We really are getting into like a very intuitive time, Aries. I mean, And you're a very intuitive sign. I mean, it's insane, but we really are. Manifestation is hot, and intuition has been on point. So really, and the thing is, Aries, I remember talking with someone who was saying like, well, I'm not. It must be nice to be, connected with your higher self, or getting connected with your higher self and having that intuition and things. It's just like, you can do it as well. Like this is like, intuition is like, sure, it might look different. Like it will look differently from me to you, but that's the beauty of life. And I feel like a great way to get into practice of listening to those things is just tuning into your five senses there, Aries, because this vessel is a bridge between the heaven and the earth. So what better way to listen through, or what one way, I feel like it's like really listen, being in tune, being very present, what taste are we experiencing, and not even just like food and things and drink, but like even like what words are coming out, what are we saying, how's the flavor of that our word choice and things coming out, what are we hearing, what are we smelling, seeing, senses, all that. But so be paying attention to that internal guidance system there, Aries. But let's get some tarot on this and get some more details. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, Major Arcana City. All right, Aries. Wow. And Aries, that's okay. So we're going to talk about intuition, really, because, man, I just got chills just looking at that. You got the Moon card, the Death card, and the Chariot all upright. And that's what's up all day, because Cancer, because this is Cancer's card, Scorpio's card, and Pisces cards. And water signs, where, like I was saying, all of the signs are intuitive, but water signs, it's they really feel out the energies. It's just like it's a natural intuition it's a little bit different. It's heightened, or it's something where, or I don't want to say that it's that air or water signs, I feel like, have easier access to the intuition because they feel so much. You know what I mean? But I feel like with you, like with that internal guidance system, how we were just talking about that, really pay attention to your intuition, and if it's trying to tell you, if it's leading you to new horizons, and, trying to take you on a path that you might be feeling uncertain or anything along those lines, trust that anyway. See where that goes. Just explore, because that's going to, who knows where that might lead you. If your higher self is trying to, or your spirit guides, however that's looking, is trying to guide you to this thing, there's a purpose for that. There's going to be a win there, some kind of a level up there, and it could lead to, well, and it would definitely will lead to a transformation. You ascending. You come into a newer version of yourself. So absolutely, if we've been thinking, if your intuition and just again, pay attention to those signs. I would definitely say, yeah, let's do that, Aries, because that's super sick. So, but for some others, just because, again, with the travel, I feel like that maybe for some of you too, maybe we're thinking about, let's say if we're moving, let's say, for example, for like a job, or maybe even like a relationship or something like that. I really feel like, the moon can be a card of illusions and fantasies, and it's considered the scariest card of the deck. But I feel like that's just because when we're going towards the sunlight, how the chariot's going towards that sun there, the things that we have to face, and the things that we have to let go and transform and grow from, can be a little uncomfortable sometimes, and be kind of hard to face. But it's meant to help you, one, grow in the long run. But I feel that if we're thinking about a travel, again, if this is for like a job or relationship or something like that, and maybe if we're in this place of uncertainty, maybe with this moon card, again, trust your intuition, but let's see, because I feel like no matter what we choose, things always work out in the end, Aries. It's just like, however it goes, it's just like, even if things go south, let's say, for example, maybe it didn't go quite how we expected, What do we learn from that? Let's do a deep dive. Let's reflect and figure out what ways this was trying to push us. That what ways did this increase our resilience, and improve our tenacity. So just a lot to I was gonna say not even really a lot to think about, really more so a lot to feel about here, Aries. I like that. Your higher self is cooking up something for you, Aries, so definitely pay attention to that. Let's get another oracle on the mix. Interesting. All right. So we got the second card of Aquarius here, which is the Labyrinth card. And with this card, this is a card of loss, delayed, complex, contemplate, it's complicated, going inward, spiritual quest, deliberation, long way home, problem to solve, catch-22, and a situation to sort out. And so, for some, because that's basically what this is. Like, maybe that's something we're doing here, Aries. Maybe this plane here, maybe we're going on a spiritual quest. Maybe some of you are journeying within. If we're not thinking about travel, look at that. I like how this is going. Yeah, we might be going on going inward and really kind of connecting with yourself. Because that's, especially if we've been feeling lost in life, Aries, that would be even something too. I would invite you to change the narrative, because I remember listening to a reader. They had mentioned that when you think about being lost, it's not really about being lost. You're on a journey of self-discovery, and that really just adds a nice little pop on there. It makes trying these new things and journeying into the unknown a little less scary, a little less uncomfortable here. So, I feel like that for some of you, definitely if we've been thinking about our spirituality and been really maybe asking ourselves some really deep questions, it's like, what is our purpose of this journey? What does my sun look after this moon? Because after the sun is the moon. What work do I need to put in to get to that sunlight and get to this happiness? What areas need to change, and old things do we need to let go? But that's and something to think about too, Aries. If this, just thinking about this spirituality type of deal, how we were talking about Aquarius being a sign of networking. This could be someone where maybe we reach out to a teacher, maybe find ourselves a teacher, guru, however, mentor, whatever that's looking like, maybe to kind of help guide this journey along as well. But and this could be too, whether if this is some kind of spiritual thing, if this is even if it's like a business thing, or however that's looking. But I'm with that. Let's get some tarot on this and get some details on the mix. See what we got here. Okay, yeah. All right, so you got the Lovers in reverse here, and then we have the Ten of Wands upright. And Aries, I feel like that, especially if this is like some kind of journeying within, trying to find who you really are, making that connection with your higher self can be a little tricky, because the Lovers to me is a strong card of connecting, that when you make that connection within, with that that yin and yang energy, that masculine and feminine energy, and just really get that connection, then that really, and just tune into the body, that really helps strengthen the communication with higher self, and it takes away some of this burdens of life, and then it makes it so that these, instead of burdens being put upon us, Aries, when we can make that connection and things start, listening to that internal guidance system, things become a lot easier. Then this burden that we're carrying, they become wands, these sticks here that this wand, or these wands that this guy's carrying here, they become things that we wanted to take on, that because this is Saturn and Sagittarius. It's like it's like you put in the work, you know, when you've disciplined yourself because you're going for that growth, that expansion, then that reward really kind of pays off here in the long run. Because yeah, the 10 of Wands can be a burden, but I feel like it's only when we're doing things that don't resonate with us, you know, when we just keep doing it, like forcing it along. Because even when we're focusing on our growth, you know, and things that resonate with us, it still requires work. It's not like that work aspect doesn't go away, but it becomes less burdensome. It becomes something where it becomes a challenge and an opportunity for growth, which is what Saturn and Sagittarius is about, you know, about growing. But Saturn is just like asking yourself, what things do we need to let go? What are some areas that we need to maybe be more disciplined in? We have a decision to make with the Lovers, because I'm aside from being like a connection with higher self, this can be a card of choices as well. And maybe some of us have a choice, whether with kind of getting away from spirituality. Maybe we're thinking about if we're gonna travel for this. I'm just more so maybe like thinking like if we have like a new opportunity, let's say like with just thinking like the best example I can come up with is like with the job. Maybe we've been presented something, but we maybe have to move from, let's say, you know, I don't know, you maybe living in Maryland and now we got to move to California, and it's like, ooh, does like how does that look? You know, what is that like? I feel that listen to that gut. It may not make sense in the moment how we're going to figure it out. It might be a little tricky, but if higher self is getting you there, again, it might be a little bit work, but bet, you know, when we're following that internal, when we follow and listen to that, your spirit guides, again, you know, God, Buddha, Jesus, however that's reflecting, then it almost like things start clearing the way. And and there might be even instances where it's like, no way it can be this easy. And then you go to pursue and it's just like, oh wow, this literally is just opening up to the end game here, to the win, to the victory at the end, and you know, in the middle of this maze, this labyrinth here. So yeah, Aries, you know, you really are. If we have any like big major decisions or anything along those lines, you know, this really is a strong energy of trust your intuition, put in that work, it's gonna pay off in the long run. Okay, so you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Six of Cups upright. And, you know, if we've been feeling with this Five of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like if we've been feeling in like a rut, maybe we've been kind of you've just been going through some tough times here. I feel that this energy is asking us to really think about our security. It's like, okay, we've been going through this stuff. What areas can we apply some healing? You know, what areas can we be a little more disciplined in? Where do we need to transform to feel more secure in this? Because it's funny, Mercury and Taurus, Mercury just went direct not too long ago, so this is appropriate. Be thinking about areas that that we want to be more secure in, and then creating new memories of those stuff there. You know, if we've been, because here's the thing, sometimes when we get stuck in that energy of, you know, feeling like been kind of down and out, maybe been feeling lost, like things have been delayed, life's been complex and all of that, we can stay kind of stuck where the narrative is just the same old thing. You know, we're just kind of, that energy is permeating and we're just staying in that. We're not changing. But because this is the sun in Scorpio, speaking of Scorpio energy. So, you know, if these things have been on your mind, Aries, you know, there's been something inside just like, hey, you know, this area is not feeling good, or this is not feeling good. And this, you know, when we talk about Taurus energy, it doesn't have to be just your finances, you know, that have been, you know, if unstable. It could be finances, it could be your health, it could be your mental health, it could be your spiritual health. So be thinking about this stuff, Aries. Be thinking of these energies and take this moment too, you know, while we're going through this stuff. You know, the Six of Cups, or for me, can also be a card of reflection, you know, really doing that, shining light on those areas, you know, on things that have been burdens for us, you know, that have been maybe threatening our security, that have been keeping us weighed down. And again, how can we take those burdens and turn that into new fuel, you know, towards our sunshine, towards our win. So Alrighty. Yeah, hopefully I hope this is making sense, Aries. This is very, very intuitive. Yeah, something's this. I feel like this Gemini, because we just entered Gemini season not too long ago. I feel like this season is really, intuition is really kind of cooking up here. All right, let's see the last card here. Nice. And look what happens when we listen to that stuff here. Aries, you're finishing off in a strong way here. You got one of your cards, the sixth card of Aries, which is the flag card. And with this card, this is a card of achievement, recognition, overthrow, success, more victory, winner, I keep this up all day, conquest, mastery, bragging rights, carry the day, plans are coming to fruition, and king of the mountain. And I feel like that's what's going to happen, Aries. You know, when we listen to this, listen to our intuition and listen to our, listen to our gut here, to our higher selves. And this really is just, I feel like if we've been in this, maybe in the state of loss, or maybe thinking about what's next, you know, what is that? How do we break free? Maybe we've been feeling like things have just been really, maybe it's just been tower moments and things have just been feeling out of control. I feel like that's a way to bring it in control. You know, maybe doing some meditation while we're figuring this stuff out here. You know, getting yourself in calm states. But if you work on this stuff, Aries, I mean, seriously, double winner. I mean, but it is making that choice though. You know, when we notice these things, because it's one thing to have eyes on this stuff and see these areas that might be threatening our security. It might be keeping us down, but it's another thing to act on this stuff. And this is something too. When I think about the Five of Pentacles, if we are, depending on what state this is in, you know, Aries, I feel like don't be afraid to communicate if we need some help. You know, because Gemini energy, the lovers, they're a sign of communication. And because sometimes we can get into this place, I feel like, of, you know, where we let our pride get in the way, where it's like, if I can't take care of this thing, you know, how can I, you know, I won't be able to get anything. But, you know, with all this Aquarius energy you got here, you don't have to do it by yourself. And really, we don't really do anything by ourselves, Aries. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, we have our gifts that we're bringing to this realm, but so is everybody else. And so that means, like, you know, you think of it like, I hope you get what I'm saying, right? Because it's and even just thinking about, because they were off that pride thing, you got Gemini and you got Pisces here, both signs of duality. And it's seeing, sure, we can see it as like oh, I didn't take care of myself, you know, I'm a failure, things along those lines. Or we can look at it from another perspective. It's just like, I saw a limitation. This is where I was, you know, this is where I needed some help. And listen, Aries, I get that. I just had to ask for some help not too long ago and was pleasantly surprised. And like and I feel like Aries is one of those things, like, yeah, when you get to that place, it's like, you know those ones you can kind of call on but it's like, you don't want to, you know what I mean? But I feel like don't let that get to your detriment, okay? Now let's get some tarot on the mix. Absolutely. I love it. You got the Judgment card here. There's Ten of Pentacles. All right, what else we got? Let's see. Okay. So yeah, okay. But we got the Judgment card. Oh, okay. I guess this is it, Aries. So we got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, and then we got the Judgment card upright. And then let's switch back over. Because with this, Aries, you know, when we're thinking about just going through life, you know, and figuring out like what's our legacy, you know, what's our purpose in life, you know, what would that big win look like for me? How can we get to this place, the king of the mountain? And those are great questions, you know, like maybe journal this stuff out here, you know, maybe write this stuff down. What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself going? You know, what plans do you want to, where do you want to feel like an expert, you know? And then let's work towards that stuff here, because, you know, Pluto, these questions here, you know, these like questions of spirituality and security and stuff, that's Pluto's getting ready to retrograde. He's retrograding in Aquarius right now, but he's getting ready to retrograde in Capricorn on the 11th of June. And that's asking asking ourselves a lot of this question: what can we do? What does success look like to us? And what can we do to get to that big win? What shadow work needs to be done? What things do we need to let go to get? Because here's the thing with Ten of Pentacles too: we may never get to the true Ten of Pentacles, but that's not to deter you. It's get you. We may not get 100% there, but bet we're gonna get excuse me, bet we're gonna get close to it. So it's just like, because this is Mercury in Virgo, you know, this Ten of Pentacles. And when you think about Virgo energy, when they're thinking about abundance, Virgo gets to work. And so whether that's, you know, spiritual work, whatever that's looking like. So be thinking about this stuff. Work out the details. You know, Virgo energy, very detail oriented, and also, you know, about getting the routine, you know, getting the routine of like, of being in that Chariot energy, you know, like of picturing yourself in that wind, you know, and then ascension, you know, rising, because you and Scorpio, Mars, I feel like Mars entering Leo, Mars got some interesting time, some interesting energy for you coming up here for you, Aries. But I also kind of feel with this too, you know, even just speaking with that, your ruler just entered Leo not too long ago, and this could be a great time too with these, looking at these kids here, to have yourself some fun. Again, go on some travels. You know, again, when we're thinking about this big life stuff here, you know, what this next level is, ascension, stuff like that. That's a lot. And, you know, sometimes we could use a little brain break, you know, because that can even, this burden, you know, that can just, it gets all over the place. So just, well, I was going to say just something, but just quite a bit to think about there, Aries. So I think I'll leave that there. And I hope that made sense. You came out just, I mean, just intuitive as all get out. So I'm with it. But give that a thumbs up if anything resonated with the Aries, and share this if you know where we know someone who's maybe trying to get things figured out, or maybe things have been, just maybe been feeling delayed, or just been, you know, just asking ourselves these big questions. And then subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I have these videos each week. And then, this might help you out, Aries, too, while we're contemplating this this win here. I've been on this meditation app, Insight Timer, for years, and I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group for, you know, to leave like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, talk about your spiritual growth there. I mean, tell us about your travels. That'd be cool too, and how that helped you grow, maybe saw new perspectives there. And then as it grows, definitely want to do some stuff with scheduling different meditations, just getting us all together as a group. So come on over to that, Aries, and all that information is in the description box. And then lastly, I mean, look at you. We got Lunar shenanigans. We got the Chariot. Got some hot tickets to come over to my other channel. Not that you need one. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, you know, Moon, Rising, wherever, Aries, I'm on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. Absolutely discuss lunar shenanigans, the Chariot. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card here so I can get you out of here, because that's exactly what you're becoming right now. Wise King of Swords here. More Gemini energy. I like that. So you got the King of Swords upright. And then while we're getting, I'm going to get your Oracle card. But with the King of Swords, it's like I was saying earlier, he for me he's like, you know, intellectual wisdom. He really has an understanding, a clear direction of what he wants in life. And I feel like in order to get to that state of wisdom, you know, we got to take what we learn and put that stuff into practice. Because it's one thing to know these things about ourselves, but if we don't do anything with this potential, then that's all it's just going to be, is potential. You know, the King of Swords is coming to that realization, you know, that it's really too, you know, when you think about this, you know, sometimes with the King of Swords, with him being such airy energy, he can be, I feel like in this instance, you know, maybe just with how intuitive you came out with, maybe some of us might be in our heads with this, thinking about, you know, these next steps and things, this spiritual journey. And it's about finding a balance, you know, like that's all life is finding that balance of duality with this Gemini, Pisces energy. But when we find that balance of head and heart, I feel like that's when, you know, when the things really start cooking up there, and, you know, we really start getting that wisdom and absolutely, we can start planting new seeds, things start growing. But it's again, you got the new moon in reverse here. Lunar shenanigans. Because the new moon, the new moon is about setting intentions. You know, that's like, it's, think of it as a portal for whatever, for just limitless opportunities. You know, what do you want to work on? How do you want to grow? And then when you've made that decision, go out there, sow those seeds, and then watch that garden grow. I'm with that. So I am gonna leave that there, Aries. But you stay safe out there with your, you know, if we are doing any kind of travels, I mean, maybe we're going to, King of Swords is chilling up in the mountains here. You know, maybe this is something too. Maybe we need to get ourselves to a place of, like, you know, thinking from a higher perspective, and just maybe that's venturing into the mountains, whatever that's looking like, Aries. I'm with it. But yeah, stay safe out there and raise your vibration through the roof, because you're coming in hot. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.